We back. We back. We back. We back again. What up, y'all? I know y'all just seen me like 10 minutes ago, but I wanted to get these two topics out, and I wasn't sure if I was going to blend them into the same live. So I said, let me do this one separately while I do the other one. So make sure y'all pull up again, man. We got a great one for y'all. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be on here because it is Sunday. Want to spend some time with the fam, but it's good that we get a quick roast in here. I just saw something hilarious, but let me know where y'all are tapping in from before we get into that. Let me get the links ready. Bada bing, bada boom, bada boom, bada bing. Let me get this ready, and I think we should be good to roll. I think we should be good to roll. Just a second. Let me just get this link. Okay, I think we're good here. Fantastic. I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay, just give me a second. Florida in the building, ATL in the building was good. Tap in. Jacksonville, what up? Yes, sir. Crank it up. Yeah, you already know, man. I'm just trying to make sure I got everything, all of my ducks in a row, and I think we should be good to go. Okay. Tampa, what's up? Yes, sir. St. Louis, shout out to St. Louis in the building. You already know. And then we're going to get this thing rocking like 10 seconds. London, shout out to London in the building. Was good. The Real Ghost was good. Real Ghost 100. Brownsville in the building. He said, they grabbing honey. All right, so let's get into it, man. Let's not spend too much time on this because it is Sunday. So I don't want to take away from you guys weekend. Shout out to Tennessee in the building. St. Anthony as well. Anyway, so y'all know that a lot of these news networks, they done fried the brains of most of these LeBron guys. When you listen to people like Nick Wright say, oh, Kobe Bryant was never the best player in the NBA. You remember when Nick Wright said that? You remember when Draymond Green said that when LeBron got in since like 2006 or 7, he's been the best player in the world. Y'all remember all of these y'all remember all of this talk that people were having? Well, I came across a post today on Instagram, of all places. And this is from Bleacher Report. All right? And it says, the GOAT of every NBA decade. All right? So the moment I saw Kobe Bryant's face up there, I immediately started laughing. The reason I started laughing was because wasn't this the same Bleacher Report that ranked Kobe Bryant as the 11th best player of all time? I have a larger point that I want to get to, but I just want to refresh some people's memory on this. So I begin to go through the slides. Let's go through the slides together. In the 1940s, they have George Mikan. All right? Next one. 1950s, they have Bob Cousy, who J.J. Redick was making fun of, or who got roasted by, who roasted J.J. Redick. The 1960s, they have who? Bill Russell. The 1970s, they have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The 80s, now this one is interesting. They have Larry Bird. I would have said Bird and Magic. I would have made an exception for this one, but nevertheless, they have Larry Bird. All right, let's go to the next one. The 90s, they have Michael Jordan. All right. Now, this is where it gets interesting. In the 2000s, they have Kobe Bryant. Right? This is Bleacher Report. Okay, and I'm going to get to some of the comments below. And then in the next slide, they have link is in bio for the 2010s and 2020s, and we're going to get to that momentarily. But I want to get through some of the comments. One fan wrote, Wardell definitely the GOAT of the 2010s. Now, this person here is most likely a LeBron James fan. Tim Duncan is the best player of the 2000s. Please stop overrating Kobe and disrespecting Tim Duncan's 2 MVPs, 3 championships as the main guy while Kobe played with Shaq. All right, let's keep it going. Here come the LeBron hate. Tim was the GOAT of 2000s, not Kobe. Look at this one. LeBron should be B 2000s, 2010s, 2020. This is a LeBron fan. This is how insane this fan base is. Let me show y'all that comment again. LeBron should be the 2000s, the 2010s, the 2020s. Let's keep going. I feel the 2000s, I feel is very clearly Timmy. Now all of a sudden, LeBron fans are hyping up Tim Duncan. Now Tim Duncan is the man all of a sudden. I want y'all to pay attention to what's happening, and I'm going to get to another post in a second. Right? This might be just on the 2000. While Kobe was struggling hard as F from the 2004 to 07, Tim Duncan was competing for chips. Right? And it just goes on and on. Now, I want to go to the Bleach Report list itself. Just give me a second. Let me go to the list itself. No. Just let's just do it this way. Let's go to a post that Bleacher Report put up on his website in 2010. Kobe Bryant, NBA Player of the Decade. This is Bleacher Report. Let's continue on. They can't even hide their hate for Kobe Bryant. Listen, read this. It pains me to write this article. As a diehard Portland Trailblazer fan, this is almost hard as writing an article declaring Greg Oden a bust. But the truth must come out, so here I go. This is how much it bothered them to give Kobe his props. Let me keep reading. During the upcoming NBA All-Star Game, TNT is announcing their all-decade selection, including their pick for Play of the Decade. There is no question that this distinction belongs to Kobe Bryant. It's something I never thought I would write. I've spent years arguing that Kobe fans are amongst the most obnoxious and delusional of sports worshipers when they proclaim that number 24 is already greater than number 23, or when they dismiss all of Kobe's flaws as irrelevant hearsay. I still think they come across as brainwashed cult members. This is towards Kobe Bryant fans. I want y'all to keep listening. That being said, Kobe is still the player of the decade in the NBA. The only other realistic candidates are Tim Duncan and Shaquille O'Neal. LeBron James, as great as he is, will have to wait another decade. This is Bleacher Report. All three candidates have won regular season and finals MVPs if you consider the 21st century. Okay, so that's it. Now, I want to get to their new list because it's a long read, but I want to get to their new list. So now this is Bleacher Report's every GOAT of every decade. Let me show y'all. This is the one we just got to that they just published today. So let's go through it. All right. I want to go to the 2000s and beyond. Let's go to the 2000s. All right. Let's go to the Michael Jordan. All right. Let's go to the 2000s. The 2000s, they ranked Kobe Bryant. 25 points. Y'all know his stats. Let's read this. This race wasn't quite as close as Bird and Magic, but Tim Duncan was nipping at Kobe's heels, and is the case with the 80s. There are surely reasonable arguments out there for a different number one, but it's also not hard to defend Kobe Bryant here, despite the fact that he was the number 2 option on those first 2 championship teams behind Shaquille O'Neal. In fact, that might actually strengthen Kobe's 2000s GOAT case. It continues on. He proved capable of being the ultimate second option to at the top of the decade, lost the generational big man who won all the finals MVPs from the three-peat and eventually carried an entirely different Los Angeles Lakers team to back-to-back titles in 2009 and 2010. The determination to prove he was capable of being the guy on another championship winner was a testament to Kobe's competitiveness. He did that twice, and that drive to be the best is what secured the spot and made him one of the absolute best players in NBA history. It keeps going. It says, Kobe was sort of the spiritual successor to Jordan, so much of his game looked like the same, but some still nitpick the efficiency gap between the two. Where there's almost indistinguishable is the immeasurable category that separates the best: competitive drive. Let's go to the next decade. They gave the 2010s to LeBron James, right? And then the 2020s, I don't know how we got that. They gave it to Nikola Jokic. Now, I want to have a sincere argument with you guys. Bleacher Report said that Kobe Bryant was not a top 10 player, but then ranked him a player of an entire decade. Can somebody explain that to me? There have been 7 decades in the NBA. 7. Of those 7 decades, Bleacher Report is saying you are the best player for an entire decade. But you're not a top 10 NBA player of all time. Please, can somebody explain this to me? How does this work? How does it work? Now, it's not to say that Tim Duncan is not a top 10 player because he didn't win the decade. It's not to say that Magic Johnson is not a top 10 player because they didn't rank him for the 80s, because he obviously is. But how does a player that is a top 10 player of the top player of a decade not be a top 10 player of all time? Somebody explain it to me, please. Now, for the people that want to argue that Tim Duncan should be over Kobe, instead of wasting your time having that argument, you should be arguing, should Stephen Curry be over LeBron James? Because you can make an argument the 2010 should go to Stephen Curry. And it should not go to LeBron James. Because Kobe won his 5 in the 2000s, if my memory serves me correct. LeBron won his 3. What am I saying? Oh, no. Okay. LeBron and Curry. No. Hold on. LeBron won 4 in the 2010s. Curry won 3. Am I correct about that? Am I correct with that? 3, right? Curry won 3. Curry won in 2021. Yes, 3. But you can make an argument that Curry was just as dominant as LeBron in the 2010s. You could make that argument. He did win a unanimous MVP throughout that period. So if Curry is as close to LeBron in that decade, it shows you that the way they try to make it seem like there are 9 players between Curry and LeBron is a joke. It's a joke. This is what Bleacher Report said. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not what Dreamers Pro said. This is what Bleacher Report said. Let me show it to y'all again. This is the post. The GOAT of every decade. In the 1940s, they have George Mikan. The next one, Bob Cousy in the 50s. Bill Russell in the 60s. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the 70s. Larry Bird in the 80s. I would have went, well, you also can go with Magic Johnson, but fine. Michael Jordan in the 90s. Kobe Bryant in the 2010s. And for those of y'all who didn't see the full list, LeBron is the Kobe in the 2000s, LeBron in the 2010s. And they have Nikola Jokic as the person right now. So my question is, was this a mistake? Was this a mistake? And for the LeBron fans that like to talk about Bleacher Report's ranking and all of that, how do you explain Bleacher Report saying that Kobe Bryant was the player of the decade, but then you also say he's not a top 10 player? Can we make sense out of this? Magic should be included in the 80s. He was included, but I think they gave it to Larry Bird. They gave it to Larry Bird. Now, I didn't need this list to notice. Regardless of who was winning the MVPs or not, we all know who the best player was. When Kobe Bryant faced off against Tim Duncan is the greatest power forward of all time. One of the 10 greatest players of all time, but he's not better than Kobe Bryant. I'm sorry, he's just not. And they've had some battles some serious battles in the playoffs. I'm talking about the Lakers and the Spurs. But no, I'm sorry. But Tim Duncan is a top 10 player, obviously. Obviously, Timmy is a top 10 player. And if I had to do a quick top, what do you call it? Top, can't even speak. Top 10, top 5, Michael Jordan, Kareem, Kobe, Magic, Tim Duncan. I would say LeBron, but let me think. I gotta think. I think LeBron probably be 6 or 7 if I think about it. Because Larry Bird is also Larry Bird is an all-around better player than LeBron. So I don't know. That's a tough one. It's a toss-up between Larry Bird and LeBron for me. Because they played the same position, but I think Larry Bird was a better small forward. I mean, LeBron is more athletic, right? I think they're about the same height. But Larry Bird is a better rebounder, just as good a scorer, a better three-point shooter, a clutcher free throw shooter. He's a great competitor. He's a great leader. So, I mean, they both played on great all-time teams. I think it's a toss-up between Larry Bird and LeBron, honestly. I think it's a toss-up. But Michael, Kareem, Kobe, Magic, Duncan, y'all can figure out the rest. And in some cases, I'm tempted to put Kobe Bryant at number 2. The only reason I resist from doing that, if it's just from a player standpoint, Kareem's accomplishments are just so incredible. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar I'm talking about. You can make an argument he's had the best career of any person that ever lived that decided to pick up a basketball. You can make a legit argument that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the most successful human being to ever walk the earth that decided they wanted to play basketball. You can make that argument. Going all the way to high school, college, the pros, you could legitimately make that argument. So when you have a resume like that, it's hard to overlook. Of course, dumbass LeBron fans just overlook it because they don't know anything about NBA history. So he said Rob Parker cooked LeBron. Yeah, Rob Parker be cooking LeBron, but he still ranks him at number 2, which I don't understand. I don't understand Rob Parker's. Like, Rob is always attacking and criticizing LeBron James like all the time, but then at the end he'll still have him as the second greatest player of all time. So I don't understand Rob Parker's reasoning. I really don't. He calls the guy a ring chaser, this, that, this one, that one, this one, all of that. He calls him the Fofot finals failure of all time. All of these different things. But at the end, he's like, yeah, I got him number 2 all time. So I don't know how Rob Parker comes up with his list. I don't quite understand that. Bird is also clutch, yes. Kobe 5, Duncan 4. No, Kobe 5, Duncan 4. Kobe won more head-to-head in the playoff. Yeah, I mean, look. If you want to say you think Tim Duncan is a better basketball player than Kobe Bryant, make the argument. Because at the end of the day, these are still great players. These are still great players at the end of the day. I just have Kobe ranked above Timmy. And I got Magic Johnson in my top 5. So that's my list. Kobe also got Olympic gold versus Duncan bronze. Yeah, Kobe never lost a game in the Olympics. Same thing with Michael Jordan. They never lost a game. Not even one game in international competition. They never lost not even one single game. And Kobe Bryant is the reason that the Redeem team came back and won. That's why I laugh when they talk about Kobe being ranked as the 42 greatest defensive player. Bro, who remembers this? Kobe Bryant told Coach K that he's not even going to play offense. Kobe said he'll play. He said my role on this team is to guard the other team's best offensive player. That was Kobe's role. And he was their best perimeter defender. While a prime LeBron was right there with him. All of them were there. D Wade, Carmelo Anthony, they were all there. Kobe said, I'll guard the other team's best player. Go watch Kobe Bryant's defensive highlights in the Olympics. So when Nick Wright and all of these guys try to spin reality, I don't pay them no mind. They just out here trolling. We all know what we saw. He said 80s NBA was goated. Melo was there, more of an alpha there than LeBron. Melo was the team's number one scorer. He was the guy that got a lot of the same thing with Barkley on the Dream Team. I think Charles Barkley led the Dream Team in scoring. And Carmelo Anthony played that same role as a scorer on Team USA. I think Melo led the team in scoring, if my memory serves me right. I think Melo led them in 2008 in scoring. And then in 2012, it might have been Kevin Durant. I don't remember who they gave the offensive responsibilities to, but I know in 2008 it was Carmelo Anthony. I remember that. So yeah, man. He said Kobe feared guarding Melo and KD, not LeBron. Kobe feared guarding Melo? Kobe feared guarding Melo? This is a dumbass LeBron fan. This is how I know you're not a serious person. We can literally pull up footage of Kobe guarding Carmelo Anthony in the playoff. Like, who are these people? He feared guarding Carmelo Anthony? Kobe was guarding Melo, and Melo was stronger than him and had a weight advantage and a size advantage on him, and Kobe was still guarding him. What? Like, what? Kobe was afraid to guard Carmelo Anthony. What? Come on, y'all just over here making up stuff. What are we talking about? Now, that series versus OKC in 2010, Ron Artest was on Ron Artest was guarding KD, and Kobe was guarding Russell Westbrook. And at that time, Kobe was forcing Westbrook to be a jump shooter because he hadn't mastered the pull-up jumper. I remember this, all of this. I don't know what you're talking about. Kobe was afraid to guard Carmelo Anthony. What? You mean it's the other way around? Carmelo Anthony was afraid to guard Kobe. Why don't you say it the other way around? Why don't you say Melo was afraid to guard Kobe? Y'all be living like these dudes live in another reality, bro. Like, I don't know what reality they live in. He said Kobe voted for Trump. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, man. I don't even know what to say at this point. He said, you're not a Kobe fan. You identified as a LeBron hater. That's all. Okay. Kobe respected Melo. They had epic battles. Yes, they did. And Carmelo Anthony is a very difficult offensive player to guard anyway. The person I've seen that did the best job on Carmelo Anthony that put him in a straight jacket was Ron Artest. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember that regular season game where Ron Artest put Carmelo Anthony in a straight jacket. Who remembers that game? Who remembers that game? That game, Melo looked shook by Ron Artest. He couldn't do nothing with him. Absolutely nothing with him. Go look up Carmelo Anthony guarding Ron Artest. You'll see something. Go look at that. Go look at them highlights of Carmelo putting Ron Artest putting Melo in a straight jacket. He was stripping. He couldn't get nothing going. His defense was so good in that game that Mark Jackson said, "This is the greatest defensive performance I have ever seen by Ron Artest in his NBA career." That's what Mark Jackson said about Ron Artest that game. Anyway, guys, this is the second live. I pretty much got everything off my chest. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. I'm gonna let y'all get back to your Sunday, to your Sunday, and we definitely gonna catch y'all. We definitely gonna catch y'all. Gucci man, we definitely gonna catch y'all tomorrow, man. Appreciate you guys for pulling up.